Hello and welcome. I promised I would tell you how I was the only employee in a company of 60 employees to manage to get a raise on that year. It was the year 2005, and I was working at an events company, and my title was a CSO, which is Customer Service Officer. They gave this title because I was in the operations. So my main job was to receive people at the airport, receive travelers at the airport. I used to have an airport pass, and I used to take them after immigration, and I used to handle their luggage and take them all the way to the belt, take the other luggage, which was dispatched through in the airplane, and I used to drive them all the way to the hotel. The company had bought a Land Cruiser at that time, and I was doing the whole thing for this guest. And other tasks that I had was also to confirm bookings in restaurants, in hotels, because we were handling events, and those events were for groups, mainly incentives. And these incentives, I was in charge of all the ground operations. So what happened is that my boss, my manager, was also supposed to do arrivals. We used to call it arrivals because we used to receive people who arrived, so we call it arrivals. So he was supposed to do arrivals. And there was also a colleague that was working with me. So since they were older in the company, they came before me, it seems that when I joined, they made a secret agreement that they would throw all the work on me while they would go home and rest. I played along. I noticed it from the very beginning, and my manager would tell me, see, Samer, please do this arrival for me at 2 a.m. and do the next one at 4 and the next one at 6. And I used to work all night. And I went to the system, the company system, and I saw that his name was there all the way. My name was not there. So I was doing the work and he was taking the credit. So after 3 days that this happened, I went to his boss, without him knowing, of course, and I told him, see, this is what's happening. I'm doing all the work while he's going home and sleeping, while I cannot sleep, and his name is all over the chart. So he's taking all the credit for what I am doing. He said, okay, good that you told me. I'll watch closely what is happening and play along, don't say a word. So I kept like this until it was like 2 months. This continued for 2 months. And I was only sleeping like 2-3 hours every day, and then a few hours during at night, and then a few hours during the day. So then one day I had an arrival with a project manager. They call it project manager at that company. So we went to receive a guest. So I put the lady, my colleague, the project manager, at the entrance of the arrival in the airport. And I went to the parking to wait for her to bring the car when the guest arrives and take him to the hotel. What happened is that I blacked out. I slept, and when I woke up, I had around 150 missed calls on my phone. So I called, I had a friend in the company. I called him, I said, what's wrong? He said, what's wrong with you? Why are you not picking up? Is there something wrong with you? Are you okay? I told him, I'm fine, but I'm not sleeping, so I slept in the car by accident. So this reached all the way to the top of the company, and my boss's boss called me and told me to go with him to meet the president. So I went and I explained to the president what was going on. And he told me, listen, I was already briefed about this situation. And what will happen is that you will be the only employee this year who will get a raise, while everybody else will not get anything. Okay? And I will take you from under this manager, and I will put you under the operations manager, the one that was my boss's boss. So now I became, at that time, I became a project executive, and I was handling my own projects. So hard work does pay off, but you have to make sure that you go to the concerned people and tell them what's going on, and try not to complain. Don't complain. Just show them. They will take action, and you will be rewarded. So that's the case study, my own case study, of how I was the only employee who got a raise among 60 employees.